The Arnold series left us with a lot of unanswered questions, like, what was the deal with Mr. Smith? Where did Oscar go after he split up with Susie? And how did Brainy explain why he was always coming home with broken glasses to his parents? And so many others. In this video, I'm going to try to solve the mystery of the identity behind Gerald's secret informant, Fuzzy Slippers. Welcome to Dial Up Digest. If you want to watch videos all about TV shows from the 90s and 2000s, subscribe for new videos every Thursday. As the loyal best friend of Arnold, Gerald was always looking for ways to help him achieve his goals.
Okay, here's the plan. You give her the cheese kebab as a token of your affection. That'll break the idea. And then what do you say? I think you got it.
Whenever Gerald fell short, he would think back to the wise words of his friend, Fuzzy Slippers. Fuzzy Slippers indirectly saved the day for Arnold on more than one occasion, yet we were never given a face to the name. Who could Fuzzy Slippers be? Initially, I thought of the following characters: Jamie O, Harvey the Mailman, and Big Gino. Maybe Fuzzy Slippers was Jamie O. Jamie O is Gerald's older and wiser brother. Gerald had access to Jamie O because they lived in the same house, so that would make it really easy for Gerald to get information from him. Or maybe Harvey is Fuzzy Slippers. Harvey was the friendly mailman in Hillwood. From the episode Gerald's Secret, we saw how Harvey was acquainted with Gerald's dad. Maybe Harvey was a family friend and Gerald picked up his special information from him. In the episode Gerald's Tonsils, Gerald and Harvey seemed to have a trusting friendship since Harvey gave really helpful advice to Gerald that he later takes to heart.
Just saying what you feel tonight. Gerald, let me tell you, that's what the blues is all about. Be true to yourself, you understand? Ain't nothing to it but to do it, buddy.
Or maybe Fuzzy Slippers was Big Gino. Big Gino was PS 118's kid loan shark. Because of his activities, he was always walking around with his henchmen and making deals with the other students. He was always on the lookout for new information to help with his mischievous schemes.
What are we gonna do about this guy, Thor?
He's not responding to any of our threats.
Only we need something. Really get it. I know something about Torvald. Alright, spill it.
Because of this, Big Gino could have been a good resource of random information. In the episode Gerald's Game, Big Gino and Gerald played cards together, and surprisingly, they seemed to get along pretty well. Maybe Gerald and Big Gino were always good friends behind the scenes, and we only saw their friendship in that one episode. If this is the case, it's easy to imagine Big Gino as Fuzzy Slippers. So is Fuzzy Slippers Jamie O? Harvey? Big Gino? None of the above? To figure this out, we need to examine the clues. We first heard about Fuzzy Slippers in the season 1 episode Door Number 16. In the episode, Arnold and Gerald are trying to find Mr. Smith so they can deliver a package to him.
What do we know about Mr. Smith? Arnold, we know nothing about Mr. Smith. Well, we know he always wears one of those weird bowler derbies. Now, where do they sell bowler derbies?
Well, the only place I know is Toler's Bowlers on 44.
How do you know that?
And that's what my man Fuzzy Slippers gets us.
So, let's go!
From this clip, we learned how Fuzzy Slippers wore bowler derby hats. This old-fashioned hat looks like something a mature character with a very classy sense of style would wear. I can't really picture Jamie O wearing a bowler hat. However, Big Gino did wear a suit and was very classy. I think he could pull off a bowler hat if he wanted to. But what about Harvey? Well, we've only seen him wear his mailman uniform, so I guess he might be into bowler hats on his days off. The next clue is found in the season 1 episode Cool Jerk. In that episode, Gerald advises Arnold to stay away from his new older friend, Frankie G.
What's all this Frankie stuff?
Well, he's my friend.
Come on, he's not your friend. Don't even know the guy.
Sure I do.
Look, Arnold, I was talking to my man Fuzzy Slippers, and he says his Frankie G is bad news.
What do you mean, bad news?
He just is, that's all.
So apparently Fuzzy Slippers is someone who knows insider information about people in the neighborhood. Again, this supports my guess that Fuzzy Slippers is Big Gino. At the same time, Harvey is the mailman, so he walks around the neighborhood nearly every day and is probably in the know as well. As for Jamie O, well, he was in high school and Frankie G looked like he was in his early 20s, so it's possible Jamie O knew how Frankie G was bad news too.
Okay, Frankie G, we're all set.
Let's do it.
Do it? Do what?
Come on, Arnold, I want to show you something.
Fuzzy Slippers is also implied to be the source of all the urban legends that Gerald retells. This could mean that Fuzzy Slippers was once the keeper of the tales.
The legend of the Pigeon Man has been handed down from kid generation to kid generation for as long as I can remember, which was about since I was 3. Take it away, Gerald.
In the Pet Shop District, there stands an old tenement, abandoned since the Great Fire of '69.
I think it's easy to imagine Harvey, Jamie O, or even Big Gino as a previous keeper of the tales. They all seemed charismatic and otherwise had personalities suited for the job.
Her sister and her husband were sleeping in their bed. But they never saw the terrible event coming.
Perhaps another clue comes from his name, Fuzzy Slippers. Could it be that the character is named Fuzzy Slippers because he wore fuzzy slippers? That would make a lot of sense. I tried to find a character who did, but I couldn't find any. The closest thing to Fuzzy Slippers I found was Iggy, who was wearing bunny pajamas with bunny feet. So who was Fuzzy Slippers? I think it's really hard to tell. If I had to guess one out of the 3 characters I've mentioned, I think I'd have to say Harvey is Fuzzy Slippers, with Big Gino as a close second. I just can't imagine Jamie O wearing a bowler hat. But of course there are many other possibilities. Maybe Fuzzy Slippers was just meant to be an unseen character. Or maybe he was just another character that I didn't mention. Maybe Fuzzy Slippers never existed at all and he was just made up by Gerald to add some mystery to explain how he picked up random facts and urban legends.
Hey, I followed you. I told you those guys were trouble. Fuzzy Slippers tells no lies, man.
Who do you think Fuzzy Slippers was? Let me know in the comments down below. If you liked this video, I'd appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok at dialupdigest. Until next time, my friends, dialing out.